Good morning, Milwaukee. Bobby Tanzello from OnMilwaukee here, doing my Friday walk on a gorgeous Friday. Standing here at the foot of Pulaski Street, where it meets Arlington. And I'm going to turn this around so you can see. We're just a block north of Brady Street. There's the classic Thurmans. Arlington used to be called Sobieski Street, named after a famous Polish king that beat back the Turks who invaded in the 17th century. Pulaski Street, named for Kazimierz Pulaski, of course, the Polish general who fought for the America in the War of Independence. And heavily Polish neighborhood. Pulaski Street here was originally a gully, so there was water here, and then they filled it in, made this street, named it for Pulaski. And it was pretty bad for a while. In 1885, I think they called it the most disgusting or filthiest street in the city, so they fixed it up. I thought this was an interesting building. It's got a hayloft up there. It's pretty cool. We're here at the bend of the hockey stick-shaped street. And at the moment, it's pretty much all residential, except for one business along here, which of course is Wolski's, which the building was moved to the current site in 1903 from Brady Street. It's been Wolski's since 1908. As you can see, lots of small workers' cottages, Polish flats, duplexes. Pretty cool. In 1966, when Tutkowski's butcher and grocery store closed, Mrs. Tutkowski told the Sentinel, which did a column called Jaunts with Jamie, that back in the day there were 4 taverns here on this little stretch here. We're already halfway down the block. I should slow down. There were 4 taverns, 3 grocery stores, a dry goods store, a bakery, a livery stable, a shoemaker's. And when Tutkowski's closed in '66, late 1966, the only thing left was Wolski's, and it's been that way ever since. I know I'm going way too fast here. I'm going way too fast. I gotta slow down because I'm more than halfway. As you can see, I'm already more than halfway here. Interesting houses on the hill here. Working on a story about Wolski's for our bar month, which is next month, March, at OnMilwaukee. Doing a bunch of hopefully interesting urban spelunking stories. Over there you can see, I should point out, Pulaski Playfield, run by MPS Milwaukee Rec. That was a project of the WPA in 1938, and there used to be 29 to 30 houses on that parkland. So you can imagine just the density. And if you look here, you can see even just behind Wolski's there's 2 houses. One of them's a duplex back there. So, I mean, you look at the old censuses, and one property like this, where Wolski's is now, had 3 or 4 families with 10, 12, 14 people living there. Pretty amazing. That's the old dry goods store there. The parking lot where that snow hill is was the bakery. You can see Wolski's has this great patio now. Here's Wolski's, which I'm sad to say I have never closed. I've been to it, but I've never closed it. I have not earned the bumper sticker, which has traveled the world. That's Tutkowski's over there. That's the last one to go, other than Wolski's, which is recently, celebrated its 110th anniversary not that long ago. It's pretty amazing. It's working on, at this point, it's getting close to 115. Here's Pulaski Park. You can see more of these houses. There's an old Polish flat over there. And of these 4 taverns, the one up here on the north end on Kane Place, Bernie Bondar, who owns Wolski's, told me his grandmother always said it was called the Bucket of Blood. It tells you a little bit about that place. And if I recall correctly, for a while in the 1960s, it was run by the family that runs the Calderon Club. When the dad came to town, one of his first businesses was running the, I guess, former Bucket of Blood, which would have been where this is now. So I guess, you know, this is going to be a, hey Fred, lived here with the Dummy Club, that's pretty awesome. So you can see this is the north end. I did this pretty quickly, but I'll show you some of this too. This is Kane Place. Some interesting new buildings here. There's one over there, one back there, a couple back behind these other houses. Of course, over there is the original Fiserv Forum. Bel Air Cantina, remarkably similar in design, of course. There's the old tasting room, which was the landing. The owner there tells me he'll let me in there to see soon. That'll be fun. I'll let you know when that happens. Of course, you'll be there because I'll write about it. There's Sphinx. Hello, Milwaukee. I'm gonna go back this way. So, of course, the neighborhood here originally, the whole Brady Street neighborhood, was heavily Polish. And then, especially once the third ward was cleared for quote-unquote urban renewal, as Nate Image would joke, I'm doing the air quotes with my fingers when I say that. But a lot of Italian families moved up here, and then it became very Italian, but it always kept its Polishness as well. And actually, Bernie at Wolski's was telling me that when his aunt lived in the house behind the bar, she used to joke that the Polish and the Italians would get together and play on the play field first, and they'd go back there, and then they'd eat, and then they'd drink, and then they'd fight. Pretty funny. But this street is kind of a classic Milwaukee street. Doesn't really go anywhere, right? I mean, it just runs between two sort of side streets. But such classic Milwaukee architecture. A legendary Milwaukee Tavern right up there on the left. You can see it. Let's see if we can walk into the playfield. I'm not sure how well it's been plowed. But I do have to keep this one a little short as my phone is close to dying. But I was here and I thought you'd want to see this because it's such a cool street. All right, we're gonna walk up into the park. It has not been plowed well or shoveled, so I'm gonna just walk a bit. I just got my low battery signal, so I'm gonna start wrapping it up. Anyway, here, so you can see these are the houses behind Wolski's. So just one piece of land. You can imagine the density there. Back when all of these were similar lots. Look, even over there, you can see all those houses up there all have back houses. Mother-in-law houses, some people call them. Well, Milwaukee, as always, stay safe, mask up, get out and enjoy this gorgeous weather. Hopefully it's going to continue for a while. Have a great weekend. I will see you next week. Where it'll be, nobody knows quite yet, but we'll find out, right? Sorry I was a little late today, but I will be back on schedule next week at 10:30. You can watch for me then, and I'll see ya.